There's so much between Cassie and Maddie. I mean, it's been a very bittersweet, heartbreaking storyline. Off-set, Alexa and I love hanging out. We're best friends. And then we go on set and we have to, like me, I have to have so much anxiety as Cassie because Cassie knows at some point it's going to come out. She is so guilty, and that's where all of her anxiety comes from.
She always like this?
No, but when she drinks, she's just tragic.
The birthday there's a lot of different elements to the birthday party. So you have, you know, Cassie giving Maddie this beautiful book, like showcasing their friendship, and it's kind of an emotional moment. At this point, Maddie doesn't know that Cassie has been hooking up with Nate. She loses herself to love, like friendship doesn't matter anymore.
And then obviously it becomes a nightmare situation.
It's funny how sometimes things come together for a scene like these set pieces like Maddie's birthday. Sometimes it's very planned. It can kind of come together in improvisational way. Maddie's dress, we knew we wanted to use something by Marc Jacobs.
A friend of mine, Devin Lee Carlson, did a collaboration with Marc Jacobs. So she sent that to us.
And it has the little M's here, which is for Marc, but also works for Maddie. And then for the swim, we actually had another swimsuit planned. I always have extra stuff in my back pocket. Like, you have to have stuff to go to because you never know what's gonna happen. And that pink suit was actually something that was like in my back pocket. A lot of girls these days are doing underboob, and so that's a thing.
I wanted something that kind of emulated Maddie in a way. I was like, what is something that could be as risque as possible, but not too far where you'd be like, this is ridiculous.
Wow, that was certainly a choice.
Oh God, the vomit.
The fact that I get to work on a show that can at once handle very tense and thriller-like darker moments, but then also turn around and have a hot tub scene where like I get to, you know, play a little more with the comic timing and just find those little gems where let's say the way that Maddie delivers the like have my babies is like just the right kind of delivery for inducing projectile vomit from Cassie.
Please, when I go to college, move with me, marry me, have my babies.
They had to put a tube like hidden in my mouth, and it was like on a horse bit. So I had to bite down on this horse bit. A tube was running all the way down. Instead of it projecting out of my mouth, it filled my mouth, and then I had to project. I'm so sorry. So I was so worried I was actually gonna vomit with the fake vomit, and it was so gross. It was disgusting. I'm not good with vomit. It wasn't real, obviously, but seeing any, I'm shocked I didn't vomit. It's fine, it's fine.
Episode 4 montage, I really like kind of iconic images of our characters in a setting that's not totally real or in a light that's not totally real.
You know, towards the end of episode 4, it feels like it's a turning point in the series and the trajectory of the characters. I really wanted to allow for this certain kind of mystery inside the characters to sort of be alive.
Our inspiration for that were like Mexican murals.
Mexican murals from the sort of turn of the century, Cassie with all the flowers. It became a way for us to sort of to be inside of their worlds without having to break down everything on a logical level, and to kind of to allow for a slightly more metaphysical perspective to take over the show. It became a way of sort of exploring that on a visual level as opposed to just words.
I've always been with you, from before you were born until after you're gone.
This season, I wanted to kind of bring in a little bit of this other world, this spirit world. I've always kind of imagined that Rue, when Rue gets really high, she's able to kind of enter this place, you know, sort of between life and death, where she can reunite with her father. You know, I think that Lab's voice serves as kind of the spirit world or the religious world in many ways, and has throughout season 1 and 2. And so I thought, well, why don't I just allow him to be there and just let him sing?
I think it's on season 1, it was more of a magical, ethereal, otherworldly kind of tone. And now it's becoming kind of quite spiritual. There's a few scenes where, where you're really seeing like someone kind of searching spiritually.
Rue is someone who is in deep pain, unresolved grief and unresolved pain that she just doesn't know how to deal with.
And so when we shot that, the whole narrative of the season kind of clicked, and it really started to crystallize the idea that, this is a girl who lost her dad. That might not be the source of all of her problems, but it's a big loss. There's a kind of an endless yearning that she has to be with him and to be reunited with him.
I'm always with you.
I miss you so much. I just miss you so much.